Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of April 26th through May 2nd. And during that week, we mostly have a waxing gibbous moon. And a waxing gibbous is about really working on those things that we set out to do on the new moon, making sure that we're living up to our expectations of ourselves, making sure we're just executing those things. But we're also showing that we can be more flexible and make adjustments where things are where that's required. If things aren't working, we can adjust and continue on. We're not letting us stop us or anything. But so that light starts to build as the moon waxes, and all of a sudden we have the full moon that comes in on May the 2nd. You might feel that energy a day before, during, and even after, and that can be a time of heightened emotions. You might feel snappy and irritable, have changes in your sleeping patterns. You may also feel very energetic and awesome. That's how I feel. So to keep those moon energies in mind and just make the appropriate adjustments as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Scorpio. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is that nothing is yet set in stone. All right, let's see what the Scorpio Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder this week is that you take the time to do a deep dive and learn something new. So just think about something that's come up for you lately, or, in the past few weeks that you've thought, oh, I don't know anything about that. What is that? Then go find it, find a book on that topic, maybe find a lecture, cruise on the internet and see if you can find information on it. But, give yourself a couple of hours of just good, quiet time to really do a deep dive and learn something. It's something we just forget to do as adults. So that is my fun weekly reminder for you. This could be, anything from like how to do something, a little how to, or learning about a certain topic. I don't know. It could just be anything under the sun. Could be something about history. We're like, I don't know anything about this thing that happened in history. Let me go read about that, because you've learned and it's fascinating. But we forget to do that as adults, I think. I mean, I'm learning something new every day. But as far as really deep diving on something, I do need to set time apart to do that. So that is my fun weekly reminder for you, Scorpio, is just learn something new this week. All right, I'll stop babbling. Let's get into this reading. April 26th through May 2nd, nothing is yet set in stone. Your present energy right now, Scorpio, is the Chariot card. So the Chariot card is about, getting ready to make a move. It's like you're gathering information. And by move, I mean, it could be that you're starting a new diet, and so you find this diet, and this would be you gathering recipes and making a grocery list and doing all the things that you might do to do a new eating plan, gathering that information. It could be a move as far as your career. You may think, I've kind of hit a level where I'm at in this career, and I'm starting to put the feelers out there to see, is there another company that I can go to where I can expand whatever skills and talent that I have, or make more money, that sort of thing. It's so when I say move, it's something that's either very personal to you, or it could be something that's bigger. It could be for some of you literally a move, looking for a house, that sort of thing. So there's it's the scale is the gamut. It's just it's the entirety of everything. Anything that you might want to, that you're gathering information because you want to do a thing. Does that make sense? Your current situation is the 10 of swords, because when you're gathering that information, because you're done with something else. And I say, when it comes to tens and like the death card, is anytime you let go of something, it's about a transformation, and you're letting go of something which just opens up space for the next thing. So if there's something that you're done with, and again, I'm using diet as you're done with a certain way of eating, you're just done with it, you're gathering the plan to start this new diet, start a new eating plan. And that's the reason, it opens up the space for the next thing that's coming for you. What is at the root of your situation is the Hierophant. So it could be that you're seeking out guidance for this, and I'm going to keep using the diet plan as an example, because it seems to be working with this reading. So this could be that you've sought the help of a dietitian, or you've gotten advice from someone, somewhere online or something, that said, hey, try this way of eating to lose weight, or to do this thing, or to make you feel a certain way, or to gain muscle, or all the different things that you might change your eating plan. And so you're seeking out that sort of guidance also. It's kind of an information seeking. Usually that's going to be kind of in the spiritual realm, which it could be. I mean, if you have issues with your body, there may be a spiritual element to it. And so maybe that's why you're a tarot reading and you're going, I can't believe she's talking about this because that's the way the universe works. And it used to really blow my mind. Now I'm just like, no, that's fine. It's the way it works. Even though there's things that happen that your mind is blown like that. Anyway, continuing on in your recent past, Queen of Pentacles. So, maybe you're just at a good comfort place in your material world. It could be that, like, your job's going well, your house is organized, things are good, you've done your spring cleaning, everything, your life has a nice flow. And now you just have time to go, okay, I'm not eating right. Let me work on that. Let's get a good routine going. We've got summer approaching here in the US. How do you want to eat in the summer? I know that changes around here because it's less about heavy foods and soups and things in the crock pot and more about what are we putting on the grill or on the what's the stone thing that little secret, I bought it for my husband and now he loves to cook on that thing. I've never cooked on it once. It's awesome. The flat grilly, I don't even know what it's called. Anyway, he loves to cook on that thing. So I'm like, why don't you cook something? And I'll get all the ingredients. I'll even help him chop and prepare everything, but he gets out there and cooks it. It's awesome. Just a little hint, ladies. If your husband doesn't have one of those, get him one. They love to use them. All right, what's on your mind this week? Anyway, I was saying that because our summer eating is so much different from winter eating, where you're inside the house all the time and it's cold and you're snuggling up with a bowl of soup. I don't make soup ever in the summer. I just don't. And maybe I should learn how to make cold soups, but it's our eating changes. We just eat lighter. We eat things off the grill. Anyway, just to say that maybe it is time for just a change that way. I know there's a lot of other changes going on with dietary stuff in the universe. I don't know why I'm stuck talking on this. This may not even be your situation, but it's just been the example I'm using. What's on your mind is the Empress. So, the Empress is about doing something long term. And again, I keep using this as an example. It could be any move that you're trying to make. Like I said, this could be about a job, or it could be about moving house. It could be about moving to a different state. It could be about starting a new exercise plan. It could be, anything. It could be going back to school. But seeking guidance for it, gathering the information because you're done with the way you're being. But here comes the Empress to tell us that whatever this changes you're making, you're trying to commit to this long term. So it's not like something where you're thinking, I'm going to do this for the next month. This is, the Empress is about, she's our mother of the deck. She is about, I will make a commitment to gestate this baby, to have a baby, to take care of this child all the way up through adulthood and beyond. Right. So she makes those long term, it's the ultimate in creativity, right? Creating life. So it's that kind of spirit in which you're going into whatever this change is. And that's why you're gathering information. It's like, this is something that you want to do long term. It's a big decision for you. What is just ahead of you this week is a little bit of celebration here with the Four of Wands, which, this might be our star of the week. I feel like I've seen Four of Wands in almost every reading. So maybe it's that time of year. It's April. We're coming into May, June. Weddings are happening. Things are, people around us are graduating. Life is changing. There's a new things are happening. I've even noticed it in my own life with people that I know where big changes are happening right at the beginning of May for different people's schedules, job changes, that sort of thing. So that's ahead of you. And maybe that's a long-term goal for you, is you want to do this thing because you do have a wedding even way off in the distance, maybe not even coming up. But so there might be some move that you're trying to make so that you're getting ready for that situation. In your advice position is another 10. It's go ahead and be done. Push forward, make that last move to finish the way of being right now so that you can make space for this new way of being. Again, whatever it is for you, but keep gathering that information. Again, it's my advice this week was to do a deep dive on learning something. So really, whatever this is that you're interested in, take the time to just put everything out of your mind for a little bit and read a book on the topic. Again, find a lecture, something, really do a deep dive and gather that information that you need to make the best decision for yourself. What is beyond your control this week is the Queen of Cups. So you're very balanced emotionally, and you're also taking into consideration the emotions of others around you. Look at all this feminine energy around us here with these queens and the Empress. Um, that's a lot of feminine energy that's going into whatever this change is, which is very nice. That you're caring and you're deeply thinking about things before you make changes, and trying to decide not only how it affects you, but how it affects others around you as well. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the Magician. Well, I hope it's your secret desire. We love the Magician around here. So, the Magician is about awareness. It's about asking yourself, what is it that I want to change, and which element here do I need to change it? Do I need to be open emotionally? Do I need to throw some money at it, or bring money in to do it? Is this a passion thing? Do I need to somehow make sure that I'm fueling that fire of passion that wants me to do it? Or is it an intellectual or a communication thing? Is this something in my intellect that I'm trying to change? So, I hope you're not trying to avoid the Magician, although maybe you are. Maybe maybe he's not in your data collection, area where you're seeking advice, getting ready to make a move. But I'm going to say, Scorpio, anytime I see one, two, three, four major arcana so far, when I get above three, I start thinking it's a pretty big change for you. It might not be a complete turnaround in your life, but this is like it's like a pivotal week for you. The things that you're wanting to make some pretty big change in your life. When I start to see more, of course, some readings come out and it's like all major arcana, and those people, their life is just about to do a 180. So for you, these are big changes, and they're not even going to happen this week. It's just that you're in that information gathering mode and kind of trying to make decisions about it. So hopefully that Magician can work out for you, and that it is your secret desire to go ahead and spend some time thinking about that Magician energy, about which elements of the elements need to come in to help you accomplish this thing. What is in your outcome card here? More wands with the three of wands. So that's about new ventures. It could be about travel. It could be that you're planning a trip or something to maybe reboot. Something we did recently was we went and got a cabin in the woods for a long weekend, and it was amazing. Just me and my husband. And sometimes you just need to be out in the middle of nowhere. And it was really great. And that's I love that kind of reboot. I've decided, I'm like, can we just go there all the time? So I can do that a few times a year, just because it's a good disconnect from the world. Quiet the phones, put the phones away, pick up a book. It was just beautiful. But think about that. This is about new ventures, but here you are looking off into the future as you're making these plans for whatever change that you are trying to make right now. So I'm real curious to know what this might be for some of you. For some of you, you're changing your life because you're getting married. For some of you, you're changing your life because you have a wedding coming up, or there's one off in the distance somewhere. So there's just so many different situations that this can template over. But I love the layout of this reading. It just seems like a positive reading. Again, nothing is yet set in stone. And I think that's because you're kind of in the planning phases. What is hidden from you this week, Scorpio? Knight of Wands. So no real passionate action yet. That makes total sense, because I do feel like you're gathering. It's like you're not taking that step forward. If you look at the Chariot card, nobody's moving. These guys are sitting down. It's like we're waiting until the fire's hot, right, to make a move. And we're waiting until we have all the information to make a wise move. So keep that in mind. Let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Scorpio as they gather this information about this big move they want to make. Wake up call. All right. Makes sense. I saw that too. I think it was in Leo's reading, that their whole thing was about a wake up call. So maybe in your recent past, you've had some sort of wake up call. You've got to, in fact, look up angel number 1010 and also 33, because you've got those numbers popping up in your reading. I'm looking around for other numbers, but that's all that I see that are in common. So look up those angel numbers, but maybe you've had some sort of wake up call that's making you think, I need to make a move here on something. So whatever that might be for you, you're definitely gathering the information to do so. All right. Self-care for you this week, Scorpio, is the card called Growth. Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yeah, so changes are afoot for you. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable because you're about to make changes that might make you uncomfortable because it's just something new. And that's what happens. And until we get into that comfort zone, that routine of doing things differently, then it is a little uncomfortable. So, Scorpio, I wish you all the best and all the luck with this reading. If you have any questions or comments, or if something resonated here, or if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer those. So drop me a comment down below. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe is something I really, really appreciate. If you've already done that, thank you so, so much. I do appreciate you being here with me. And what it does is it helps you find me next week. You can come back and we can see where this energy goes, where maybe you make a decision and make a change and we can see what's happening. So good luck with the Scorpio, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.